Black Lives Matter! What? Black Lives Matter! What? Black Lives Matter! What?
Thank you, Clinton. Thank you, Shauna. Our next speaker is going to be my mother, Kamel from CT Core. She is super dope and very informative. Please, if you do not know about CT Core, they are in Bridgeport. They do work in Hartford. They are all over the state of Connecticut. And they are trainers in how to move and how we're gonna build and what we're gonna do in the meantime and between time of them and their direct opposition against us. Thank you, Ma.
Thank you, Allah. Yeah, and just like Allah said, CT Core organized now as a statewide organization. We're building Black power, Black institutions, and Black work statewide, and we're building a movement with people of color and anybody who wants to ally to our cause. So, my name, like Allah said, is Kamel Scott Mujahid, and I'm the co-director of CT Core Organized Now. I want to make sure I got this right. I got a lot of information I want to share, so I wrote this down. With the overwhelming amount of bad news coming at us each day, and we just got some last night or yesterday, and the incessant targeting of our people by police and white supremacist violence, I'm extremely encouraged to see everybody here today. As you may know, since January of this year, at least a dozen cases of police violence have been reported across the state of Connecticut. 4 young people lost their lives as a result of police escalating nonviolent encounters, engaging in high-speed pursuits, and using lethal force against unarmed community members. That's 4 young lives ended by police violence in less than 6 months. When these incidents happen, we're always told to wait for the facts before taking action. So let's go through some facts. February 4th, New Haven activist Norm Clement, who's here, where you at, Norm? And Nate Blair were violently apprehended by Connecticut State Police, who arrived at a protest with dogs that were so riled up that they bit several officers. Nate suffered a concussion in the incident. On March 9th, here in Waterbury, as Clinton shared, his son Rashamel Rogers was shot 3 times after being stopped on suspicion of a nonviolent offense. Thankfully, Rashamel survived. On March 29th, Austin Carr was shot in the face by Bridgeport police. Thankfully, he survived. On May 9th, as many of you know, Jason Negron and Julian Fife were stopped on suspicion of a nonviolent offense. Julian and Jason were both shot by Officer James Boulay and left handcuffed in the street, and according to Julian, rendered no immediate aid by police. Julian survived. Jason died in the street, where his body remained for 6 hours following the incident. A video shows Jason's body in the street, handcuffed. So he was shot in the chest. They laid him down on top of his wounds, handcuffed, and let him die in the street. He was still moving in the video. So I want to talk about Connecticut General Statute 14-283, which states that police pursuits are justified only when the necessity of apprehension outweighs the danger of pursuit. We're talking about the danger to police, suspects, and bystanders. Even with this policy on the books, on January 26, 2017, Vincent Kuda Folks and his brother Sean Bowman were chased by Norwalk police and their families here today. 19-year-old Sean suffered a traumatic brain injury, and 22-year-old Kuda died as a result of the crash. Kuda, Dion Pittman, and Joseph Edward Rothenbuscher, which I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, so I apologize if I'm not. All 3 of these young men lost their lives in police chases in Norwalk, Waterford, and Bethel. That is just in the last 6 months. We know the facts. The fact is that police violence has ended the lives of far too many young people, particularly Black and Latinx youth in our state. We have been repeatedly told that Connecticut is somehow different, and that we've all heard we've just all heard the news of yet another acquittal of an officer in St. Paul, Minnesota, who ended the life of Philando Castile. Connecticut is not different, and we have to reckon with that truth. We are not different, but we can be different. We are all here today, I'm assuming because we're all committed to ending this pattern of violence. I want to hear you shout if you're committed to ending this pattern of violence. I want to hear you raise your voice. All right. We're all here because we're committed to that. And we can demand common sense reforms like policies mandating the use of body cams. We can demand all civilian review boards with the power to investigate and hold police accountable for misconduct. And we can come together to redefine how we think about public safety and create a state that cares for the safety of every single one of its people. I'm talking black people, I'm talking Latinx people, I'm talking undocumented people, Muslim people, I'm talking everybody. We can have a state where everybody feels safe. And we're here to demand that today. So I'm inviting you to join us. You can sign up on any of our sign-in sheets. If you've seen Issa, where's Issa at? Issa, where you at? Issa's back there in the blue. Anybody else walking around with sign-up sheets, sign up. You can get information from CT Core, Moral Monday Connecticut, People Against Police Brutality, and Black Lives Matter New Haven. Get involved with any and all of our organizations. And I am inviting you to join us next Thursday at 6:00 p.m. at the Bridgeport Neighborhood Trust for a police accountability campaign meeting. That's next Thursday at 6 p.m. in Bridgeport. And together, we're going to win justice for Jason, Rashamel, Kuda, Austin Carr, and all victims of police violence. We can set an example and be the state that we claim to be. All right? So I just want to turn up with y'all right now, okay? Black lives matter. Black lives matter. Black lives matter. Black lives matter. Black lives matter.